football out and got Weber turned over on the side, but give Weber credit, he held on to the ball.
All right, so 2nd down and 3. I think that's going to be the last play of the first quarter. It is. So your score after 1 is the West 8, the East nothing, and the West on the move again. We'll have the second quarter of the Kansas State Men All-Star Division II game after this timeout on KPSV.
The way it is and the wind like it is, you've talked a couple times already about hydration, and the team that's ahead or builds a lead or has the momentum, I guarantee it never tires out like the team that's behind, and this could be really big for the West squad to get another score here early.
Stebbins, the quarterback, and this time it's number 24. That's Guy Fulmer, the 3-yard touchdown run. And all of a sudden, the West has a 2-score lead on the 3-yard touchdown run by Guy Fulmer of Dighton, and that puts the West up 14-0.
I see Michael Polson walking off the field. I'm guessing it's his mother carrying his shoulder pads. He was in on a tackle early and came up holding his head, was very woozy when they brought him off to the sideline, and I bet that means a trip to the doctor to make sure everything's okay today.
Stebbins will be the quarterback, and he'll be out of the shotgun. And he'll have Guy Fulmer behind him. And now Lucas Ingham will split out to his left. Here's the pass in the end zone, and caught. Caught by number 3, Cole Christensen of Golden Plains. So Cole Christensen catches the pass for the PAT, and it's 16-0 in favor of the West. So we'll take a break. This is the Division II contest. The West leading the East 16-0, just getting underway here in the second quarter. 3-yard touchdown run by Guy Fulmer of Dighton. The point after by Cole Christensen. He caught the pass from Stebbins of Ashland. And they're going to stop the kickoff. I'm not sure what they're saying here.
The whistle blew right away, and it's the official on the line where they kick off, so that must mean offsides. They blow that one dead immediately.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure, and we don't want to give the coaches too much credit, but on that last point after, Max Keltz, the West coach, was out barking at a player, and it was Lucas Ingham. They was trying to get lined up. They had 3 people lined up in an I, and then they threw an isolation route to the split end on the right side. It was almost like it was a let's focus on the left and let's show a big display on the left and then throw it back to the right. And I'm not sure whether it was confusion or whether it was just a little bit of a smoke and mirrors play there. Regardless, it worked to perfection.
Well, the ball blew off the tee for Austin Stebbins, and now he's going to have to do what they did in the first game, and that is use a holder.
You know, I really thought temperature would be a big issue today, and we're sitting in the shade, so obviously it doesn't feel so bad to us, but I'm surprised that it doesn't feel just stifling hot.
Ball caught by Brandon James Keys. Now it's on the ground, but I think the East did get it back. The signal is, yes, they got it back, and boy, that would be disastrous for the East because you're already down 2 scores, and you'd be looking at giving the Green the ball on the 25.
That was just a classic case of trying to do too much, and Keys did not secure the football, but his eyes were up. He was looking to where he was going to run, and that ball just squirted away, and I did not see who recovered it. I think Keating, I thought, was the one that was close, but I'm not sure who it was. But Keys is very fortunate. He had a teammate who was alert and stuck with the play.
And a handoff straight ahead. We're going to go down the sidelines. Looks like Mike McKenna has rounded up Austin Stebbins of Ashland. Mike?
Yep, that's who we have. Austin, I guess, tell us about the touchdown drive just a little bit. Great throw and then a great handoff.
Yeah, thank you. That drive, our running back's running hard right now. I mean, that deep ball, I got kind of lucky. I kind of threw it to the inside. The wind took it back. Overly made a gate catch, and then we had a great run right there, finish it off.
And one thing about this week, it's not easy in the passing game to kind of get everything set, but to come out and really early on make a great pass, it's got to be a kind of a confidence boost for you too.
Confidence is good on our team right now. I mean, Coach Overly's passing tree is a little crazy than Ashland High School, but we adjusted to it. It's all good.
Somehow I get the feeling just getting the opening kickoff return for a touchdown really set the tone for you.
Yeah, that's pretty much set our swag right there for us. It's awesome, man. These guys are awesome. I had a great week.
How about your guys' offense? What's been the game plan? Not to give the whole thing away, but what's the game plan here for today?
We're really trying to catch edge with we got some fast running backs. Granillo, man, he's state champ and everything pretty much in track. And we can fling it around too if we need to. I mean, it's good.
How about the week too, real quickly? What it's been like?
It's awesome, man. You meet a lot of new people. I mean, these are friends for life. We already been talking about a reunion and stuff, so it's going to be fun.
All right, well, great drive, and best of luck here this night.
Thank you.
All right, let's send it back up to you in the booth.
All right, thanks, Mike. And a couple of nice plays for the East. Eric Herder on a nice quarterback keeper. And this last run by Mitch Engelken of Baileyville B&B is going to have the ball to the 24-yard line of the West. So the East trying to mount a little drive here, Kurt.
Herder went for 25 on a very nifty fake to the inside, and they kept the ball to the outside. And there's a 6, maybe 7-yard gain. So you can see the East starting to get the ground game wound up a little bit.
Back to pass is Herder. Got a man in the end zone. That's Stoppel. 2 guys were with him, and as you can imagine, he's drawing a lot of attention.
Yeah, and that ball was thrown by Herder. He'd let him. It was actually out the back of the end zone, but with the 2 double coverage is basically what he's thrown into. I was, throw it high and throw it long and see if Stoppel can get to it.
So that'll make it 3rd down and 4. 10:58 to go, second quarter. 3rd down and 4 for the East. 1 running back in the backfield. Out of the shotgun is Herder. He'll run it himself. Close to a first down. I think he's going to be about a yard short. Needed to get it inside the 20. I don't know that he reached the 20.
No, they actually are marking it back closer to the 21, which I thought he was on the 20 as well. But that's it's a long, long one, almost a short 2 to be made on 4th down. But I think the East coaches felt like they could make it in 2 plays. They, had a second and relatively short, and they went for the home run to Stoppel.
Well,
Durnan and Dubert earlier. Reminiscing some old times, I'm sure.
Handoff straight ahead on 4th and short, and that will be a first down. And that time, that was Cody Hyman of Baileyville B&B. And I believe that was his first carry of the day.
Well, let me guess. You've got B&B's quarterback giving to B&B's running back on a play where you need a couple yards. You can't have a bad handoff. That's good coaching.
Back to pass is Herder. Fakes it. He'll run it himself. Has some room. He's to the 10. 5. Touchdown.
There's going to be a block in the back. I think they're going to get Stoppel for a block downfield in the back, and he was trying hard to lay off. The defender kind of took an angle towards Herder that forced the block almost, and Stoppel, you can tell, didn't want to do it. He was trying to hold back, but they flagged him about the 6, so it'll be first.
The block withstanding, I was impressed with that run by Herder. I mean, it just seemed like he really wasn't moving, and he just kind of picked his way through the defense, and before you knew it, he had made it inside the pylon for the touchdown, but now it's called back.
He's a good-looking athlete, 6'2", 200 pounds, and you're right, he doesn't look like he's working when he runs. He's awfully smooth.
Herder, the quarterback from Baileyville B&B, back to pass. Got a man over the middle. And touchdown. And guess who? Number 5, his teammate, Cody Hyman.
Well, I tell you what, that was in stride, in traffic, and Hyman never backed off a bit to that ball thrown across the middle. That was pretty.
I'm going to guess that they've done that before. What do you think?
Yeah, more than once.
Eric Herder to Cody Hyman, both from Baileyville B&B. Now Herder will fake the pass and run it in for the PAT. So the Baileyville B&B connection has gotten the East to within a touchdown. Your score with 10:09 to go, second quarter, is the West 2-16, the East 2-8. More All-Star football on KPSV after this timeout.
All right, you got to go play defense. I'll let you go. All right, back up to you guys in the booth.
Mike, I know you're doing a good job when the guys are still breathing hard. That's how fresh your interviews are, buddy.
Thank you. I need help from Don, too.
There you go. Here's the kickoff and the return to the 25 outside the 30-yard line. And that is Osvaldo Granillo of Moscow. And I tell you what, man, he is exciting to watch.
He is, and he does not go down easy. You think maybe he's just fast. Sometimes those really fast guys don't like contact, but he was trying to break contact there. If I read this correctly, they list him at 6'1", 185, and to crank out the numbers that he can crank out on the track and field, what a weapon.
16-8 in favor of the West. The East just got to within a score, and now the West will take over at their own 34-yard line. Yeah, if you're the other team and you don't have a kicker that can take it to the end zone. Granillo's going to get a return on you.
Well, that kickoff was not kicked high in the air deep. It was more the squib variety. It was longer, but it was down on the ground. And Granillo just picked it up and took off.
Stebbins will air it out. He's got a man out there. Good coverage, and it falls incomplete. And guess who we wanted? Osvaldo Granillo. And he had 2 gold jerseys running with him there. Pretty good coverage on the play.
Yeah, I would say all night long. It looked like Cesar Perales was one of the defenders, and the other defender for the East was Brent Bruna. They did a great job. Just like Stoppel's going to get some double coverage for the East team, I can guarantee you wherever Granillo goes, the West team's, the East team is going to have to cover him as well.
2nd down and 10 for the West. The ball at their own 34-yard line. Stebbins will pitch the ball back on the left side. Again, it's Kalen Weber of Golden Plains. He's kind of been the workhorse for the West squad so far. And let's see where they end up marking it. Didn't get a whole lot. It's going to be 3rd down and about 9.
Yeah, the West squad took their shot at the home run on 1st down, and believing, when the ball's near midfield, it's at the 35-yard line, that they would have the opportunity, 3 shots maybe to go for. But now when you're looking at 3rd and 9, that's a little tougher.
Well, let's see what happens here. I kind of get the feeling that the East really got fired up after that touchdown, and now they're within a score. Let's see what they do on defense. 3rd down and 9. Stebbins from Ashland is the quarterback. Hands off, 2nd back through. That's Weber from Golden Plains. Again, a short gain. So it's going to bring up 4th down and about 8.
Nice job on the inside of that defensive line. And I'm looking at the Ben Petum from Argonia from his linebacker spot, or actually from his nose guard spot, was in on that tackle, as was Jacob Bott.
So 4th down, we'll call it 8. Back deep for the East is Mitch Engelken of Baileyville B&B. And the West is in punting formation. And here's the boot by Corey Dinkle of Victoria. And misplayed for a second by Engelken. Gets it back. 10 and 15 and to about the 17. So didn't really gain a whole lot, but the good thing for the East was he did hang on to the football.
Yes, he did. It was a very nice hop back to him. And Ethan Young from Cheyenne hustled down to make that tackle for the West squad. Young is 6'2", 225 pounds, and he took a good angle on Engelken and did not let him get to the corner.
Well, and as we know, that's why that ball has points on it. It doesn't always bounce back right to you.
It bounces, but
it bounces. 1st and 10. Quarterback keeper by Herder cuts back, has some running room, cuts it outside, 30, and down at the 34. So it looks like, what, about 17-yard gain for Herder?
I have him right at 18 on that. It was a nice move, too. He did not get a block out on the perimeter that I thought would have really sprung him. But as you said earlier, he's very fluid. He looks like he's going to be in a little trouble, and pretty soon he's past that defender looking for the next one.
Yeah, it's almost like he's kind of dissecting as he runs, He doesn't look necessarily that fast, but before you know it, he was down the field for 18 yards.
Yeah, some people waste a lot of motion and don't go very far, and other people do not look like they're moving and really cross the territory.
Shotgun snap to Herder. Over the middle. Oh, underthrew his intended target at about the 33-yard line. That time he wanted Blake Wagenbach of South Barber.
Corey Dinkle from Victoria was in coverage that time, was in good position. Been very impressed with Herder. That was probably one play he'd like to have back. He really short-armed that football. He wasn't able to step into it and just didn't look as good as some of his other plays.
8:53 to go, 2nd quarter. The West 2 leading the East 2, 16-8. Handoff straight ahead. Now he's going to cut to his right. And that's Engelken of Baileyville B&B. A nice gain on 1st down. He's going to gain about 7 or 8. Probably closer to 8 yards, looks like.
Yeah, and he ran
2nd down, I guess.
He ran hard, and he absolutely ran over Matt Crowdinger. And Crowdinger came up from his safety spot and looked really good, and a good form tackle. But Engelken just absolutely lowered the boom.
3rd down and 2. 8:23 to go in the half. West leading the East 16-8, but the East mounting a drive here. They'd like to capitalize here and get a 1st down, and they do. Down to the 30-yard line. And that's Mitch Engelken of Baileyville B&B again.
Well, you see the confidence growing for the East squad. They're running the ball effectively. They're mixing their plays. There's probably a 2-to-1 ratio on run to pass, but they're starting to get a feel, and you get into that routine, that groove. And
right.
And credit, I know Nispel's up front. I also see Jacob Broxman from Frankfurt up front. Those big guys are blowing open some holes right now.
We talk about familiarity. Justin Cope has his quarterback running the offense. And here's Herder trying to get around the right corner, gains a yard. And they've got 3 players from Baileyville B&B, and they've all made pretty good contributions so far. And then, Steve Tiernan is not that far removed from the Baileyville B&B system. So there's a lot of familiarity there between those 3 players and those 2 coaches.
Yeah, I'm guessing that Cope hasn't changed too much in a year's time. And you called it. You got Herder at quarterback, Engelken at tailback, and then Hyman out there at the wideout. The 3 skill positions where timing is most crucial, running the system of the head coach.
Well, it's a godsend in an all-star game when you're in such a short week. Back to pass is Herder. Over the middle, popped up in the air, incomplete. As his intended target there was, I believe that was intended for Jonathan Keating of Frankfurt. Keating goes 6'4", and then you got Stoppel at 6'5". That's a pretty good couple of bookends, isn't it?
Pretty impressive, yes. High coverage that time was Corey Dinkle from Victoria and also Dalton Davis from Wallace County.
6:56 to go in the second quarter. 16-8 West. East on the move. Out of the shotgun. Herder from Baileyville B&B. Oh, got a man incomplete. Just underthrew him. I bet he wishes he had that one back because he had Wagenbach open for a first down at about the 18.
Yeah, that's another one where, again, being complimentary for Herder's play because he's been fantastic. That's 2 passes in this drive where he just hasn't stepped into it and let the ball go, kind of short-armed it out there. But you're right. Wagenbach was wide open. They just couldn't get the ball to him.
So now 4th down and 9, a timeout before a big 4th down play. We'll take a break. 6:53 to go in the second quarter. Good one brewing here. West 16, East 8. Out of the shotgun. Herder back to pass. Has time. Now we'll float it out there for Stoppel. And another great catch. This time it is in bounds, and it's kind of funny in front of Byron Pollan again. And Byron he's been right on those 2 out of bounds plays.
Yeah, and that one, it looked to me almost like Stoppel bobbled it again. The difference that time was Crowdinger was in between Byron and Stoppel, so if there was a bobble, Byron wasn't going to be able to see it. That's not easy to say, by the way.
No, he was in position on both of those. Great catch by Stoppel. 1st and goal from the 7. Herder back to pass. Got him in. Touchdown. Touchdown. That is number 20, Jonathan Keating of Frankfurt. And so the East with a 7-yard pass from Herder to Keating is a 2-point conversion away from tying this one up.
Well, nice job, and on that route by Stoppel.
All right, back to pass, the 2-point conversion. Swings one out, but a nice tackle as, boy, they just wouldn't let Mitch Engelken get anything going there. Good idea, though, because they really hadn't run too many swing passes, but it fails. So your score with 6:36 to go is in the second quarter is West 16, East 14. More 8-man All-Star football on KVSV after this timeout.
And today we finally come out here. Besides the 2 first possessions, we started to click.
All right, you look at the scoreboard right now, 16-14. You got to like it right now after falling behind early.
Yeah, we came back here, and hopefully keep it going throughout the game.
That's right. Well, best of luck in the second half.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, listen to back up to you in the booth.
All right, thank you very much, Mike. And I tell you what, Kurt, on this kickoff, probably not a bad move to kick the squib. In this case, it was kind of a line drive squib. It was returned to midfield almost, but you know what? As opposed to putting it in Osvaldo Granillo's hands, probably not a bad move.
Well, I tell you, it's what the kicker in the first game did was gave his defense field position every time. It's what Granillo's doing right now. Even if he's not touching the ball, he's giving his team field position.
Swing pass to Granillo, and Granillo is going to have a nice gain. down at about the 36 inside East Territory. Yeah, it's kind of like we talk about in a baseball lineup, that big hitter that's in the middle of the lineup. Well, kind of the same thing with Granillo. His threat of going all the way makes them squib kick and gives them yardage.
Well, yeah, you start the ball, your comment was well made. It's the lesser of two evils. It's still midfield. They're real close to midfield. So the West squad, quite honestly, should not expect to have a long field to travel today.
Yeah. Out of the shotgun is Austin Stebbins of Ashland. Here's the pitch. The pitch to Guy Fulmer of Dighton, trying to turn the corner. And a big hit there by the East. I don't think it was a fumble.
No, I just think it was good hard running and good hard tackling. Fulmer got hit hard and bounced off and got hit hard again. And, he ran hard, and each time he looked up, there was another gold jersey looking to beat down on him. Just good football.
All right, 1st and 10 now. 1st and 10 for the West 2, leading 16-14, 5:35 to go, second quarter. Stebbins will run out of the shotgun, has Fulmer of Dighton behind him. Back to pass, airs one out, got him in, a diving attempt, and it falls incomplete. And again, that was Zach Oberle of Chase, made that big catch in the first quarter. Boy, that was a pretty looking play. Oberle extended, but could not come up with the football, and falls incomplete.
Coverage by Bott of Lynn and Bruna of Hanover, and they were both in good position. But that pass was almost perfectly thrown. And again, Oberle laid out, did everything in his power to pull it in. It was just a bit too much.
2nd down and 10 for the West, working right to left. They lead at 16-14, 5:29 to go in this second quarter of play. Stebbins, handoff. I tell you what, Galen Weber of Ashland was bobbling that as he came through the line of scrimmage, but was able to hang on to it for a short gain. But that could have been disastrous there for the West.
Yeah, he's lucky to still have possession. And again, that's one of those things where you're working with a different quarterback, different timing system altogether. The simple things, or what you think are the simple things, aren't so much. That's why I think, even though the West squad is ahead by 2, that's why I think the East squad is in really good position, because those 3 or 4 people that are going to handle the ball a lot are very comfortable with each other.
Right. Under center now is Stebbins. He'll pitch the ball to Granillo. Granillo trying to turn the corner. Goes out of bounds after a short gain.
Nice job by Jake Stoppel that time on the defensive end. He came up hard and really made a nice hit.
So let's see what they... 4th down, going to be about 7 to go. The ball's at around the 31. They need to get close to the 23 for a 1st down.
And I would imagine, since they're on the east side of the field, that they're in 2-down territory, don't you think?
Well, this is 4th down.
Oh.
It is 4th down.
I guess they're not then, unless they get a first.
Yeah. Out of the shotgun. And the little reverse coming the other way is Granillo. The defense was ready for it, and I think they stopped him a couple yards short.
Yeah, they did. They're going to mark the ball about the 25, and he needed to get to the 23.
I guess not necessarily a reverse, but Granillo was coming from the other side.
Yeah, you called it right. It was an inside handoff, but it behaves the same as a reverse, except the flow doesn't start one direction before it comes back.
Well, and those plays, those sweeping plays like that are so scary when you've got a kid with Granillo's speed, because, boy, you have to respect that so much.
Well, it was a good job by the East squad of staying home defensively and then taking good angles. And that's one of those things you hear coaches talk about. You can't practice speed. So you talk about taking good angles until they're actually against it. It's hard to simulate.
Pitch back to Cody Hyman of Baileyville B&B, breaking tackles, and that looked like maybe he'd be stopped for a loss, and he ends up gaining about 13, 14 yards.
Yeah, it was a nice job. And earlier you were talking about the 2 targets for Herder, being Stoppel at 6'5", and I believe it was Keating at 6'4". His teammate Hyman's only 6'3".
Yeah.
So
they do have some height.
And that's the receiver that he's comfortable with, too.
Well, This will be the 16th game, my 23rd overall, the 16th time I've done play-by-play, and I am amazed by the athletes each and every year. Handoff straight ahead. That's Hyman. Oh, man, look at him fight for yardage. About a 9-yard gain there on first down.
Tackle made by Corey Dinkle, and he felt the brunt of that one. Hyman, there was a little bit of a tug-of-war there when they hit, and then Dinkle went over backwards, and Hyman went forward.
Actually, it might be more like an 8-yard gain, so 2nd and 2. They are the East inside West territory. And after that, you can kind of feel the momentum has switched to the East. They still are behind on the scoreboard, but
I honestly felt that way after the East had their first scoring drive. I just really felt like they were in control, even though they're behind.
On the left side, a nice gain for a first down by number 40, Mitch Engelken. Well, when you look at it, you know, the East has had a couple of drives, whereas the West had one drive for a touchdown, the other being the long touchdown return.
Yeah, the West longest possession, they've had 5 plays. Looks like they also had a 6-play possession, where the East has put together 7 and 9. That was the 4th play of this drive.
All right, 1st and 10. Herder back to pass again, has time. Now will take off to his right, to the 35, and out of bounds at about the 32. I'll tell you what, I am impressed with Herder's running ability, because he just knows when to take off. He's got real good timing. That comes from, obviously, 4 years of football at the high school level, but he just seems to have a just really good awareness in the pocket.
He does, and one thing I've noticed that maybe the West squad can pick up on is when he does take off. He's a right-handed quarterback. His action is always inside out to the right side.
Yeah.
Those coaches on the West side will pick that up and bring the pressure from his outside and force him to do something different.
2nd down at about 2. Handoff, first down. That's Blake Wagenbach of South Barber. Wagenbach down to about the 17.
Well, and what I like, you can just really see poise on the part of the East squad here. That was the 5th run in this series, and there have been 4 different ball carriers, so they're mixing it up very well. Even though those are all on the ground, they're all 5 carries right now. It's different people. That makes it hard for the defense to key.
All right, so 1st and 10. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Herder will hand off, trying to get outside to the 10, 5, touchdown, and in there for the touchdown is number 40, Mitch Engelken of Baileyville B&B. Well, we've been waiting. Mitch has been a very steady contributor. You're waiting for him to finally round that corner, and he finally did.
Well, and that was good play calling that time by Coach Cope, and